Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. It's actually December 28th, 2024 for me, but that's just movie magic. It should be January 1st when you're watching this. Hello, how are you? Hope you had a nice New Year. Hope you're not too hungover. And if you're below the legal drinking age in your country, I guess I still hope you're not too hungover. That would be bad for many reasons. I thought we would do a little bit of a roundup of Mr. V's Garage through 2024 and then have a little chat about what 2025 has in store around here in the Mr. V's cinematic universe, the MRVCU. Let's begin. Well, let's rewind time and look back to January 1st, 2024, 1 year ago. I was just checking because I was curious actually. And the channel at that point in time had 20,913 subscribers at about midday on January 1st. And obviously now, as of recording this video, the channel has the number's gone away, 64,331. So it's tripled, the number go up. The crazy thing about that is actually this channel gained literally zero, actually minus 19 subscribers through January and February this year because I was working a full-time job. Those of you who watch the live streams might know that at the start of this year, I was working full-time as a principal electrical design engineer for a major automotive manufacturer making cars and stuff. But I left that job on February 22nd, the day before my birthday, took a little week off, and then from March onwards, I was free to do whatever I wanted, including spend a lot more time on this channel. The plan was that I was still going to do some like freelance video editing, some product photography, that kind of thing, just creative industries, not engineering. I mean, unless the paychecks, right? It's just saying. The plan was I was going to do that stuff, but actually quite quickly I realized that I could sort of make a full-time living off this channel. Like, it started to go quite well. You guys were watching the stuff I was making, so thank you for that. So actually, yeah, the channel did nothing for the first 2 months of the year. So actually just in 10 months, we've tripled in size around here, which is pretty crazy, and it's been going well. Like, it feels mad to have this many people. It actually feels like a realistic possibility we could get to that 100,000 plaque in the next few months. And that's terrifying. That's so many people. Do you have any idea how many people 100,000 people is? Lots. It's lots. Anyway, I'm conscious I don't want to waffle too much. I actually already recorded this video once and it was over 20 minutes long. That's too much waffling. I'm not going to do that. So, just a recap of the year, we've added several new things this year. Obviously, the store, MrV'sGarage.com, has launched, where you can get multiple wonderful pieces, such as the Congo Vroom Vroom hat, everybody's favourite hat. Genuinely, the store is a great place, A, if you want to pick up some unique racing-inspired merchandise, B, a great way to support the channel, C is a creative outlet for me because I just love designing stuff. I like making the stuff and seeing stuff come into reality. And so if I can do that and then you guys want that stuff, then that's pretty cool. And then D is just a great place to induce, I was going to say epilepsy. It's not. I hope not. But it's like it's a colourful nightmare fuel kind of place. I like to go there when I'm feeling a bit down in life, and I load the webpage and I'm like, Christ. That's the advert Squarespace should want. I don't know why they give Tomo all that money. Like, Mr. V's Garage is the true advert for Squarespace. It is actually made on Squarespace. So yeah, we added the store throughout the year. I also added a podcast by popular demand. You guys kept asking for my opinions on the races each week, and so I launched Mr. V's CCC, the camping chair chat, where I plonk my camping chair down in various places and chat about the race that's just happened. Throughout this year, that was going out audio only on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I think it's called. I don't use it. Amazon Music, obviously just like an RSS feed, so you can listen to it wherever you want. It was also going out in video form right here on Mr. V's Garage. And that's the first change we need to talk about for 2025. New channel alert! The podcast is moving to its own channel. The podcast will return, do not worry. CCC can't be stopped. But from next year onwards, in video form, it's going to exist on its own channel on YouTube called Mr. V CCC. I've announced it already, and so several of you have gone and subscribed over there. But if you're a regular listener of the podcast, you should go subscribe over there too. If you're not a regular listener of the podcast, you should really evaluate your life choices. There's some issues going on here. But yes, that's moving over there. Really, the reasons for that are twofold. Because it takes me so long to make the main green screen videos on this channel. There's more podcasts now than there are those, and so when someone comes to the channel, it looks like this is a podcast channel, which it could be a bit confusing. And then B, kind of same thing, when advertisers come to the channel and they contact me about having like an in-video sponsorship, which is an excellent way for me to actually, make a living and not go bankrupt. But they look at the average of your last 10 videos or your last 5 videos, and most of them are podcasts, which have way less views than the normal videos. And so they offer me stupid low amounts of money that I obviously can't accept. So I need to move the podcast somewhere else so they stop looking at those. So the podcast is getting its own channel, Mr. V's CCC, and that's not the only new channel. There is also the Mr. V's Clips channel. That's going to be a place for live stream clips, because I have been live streaming and not all of you can make it, and not all of you want to watch a 3 to 4 hour live stream. You just want to see the highlights. Fair enough. And so there's a highlights channel. So live stream highlights are going to go there. If I do longer videos here, let's say I managed to convince some other YouTubers to do a road trip with me, highlights from those kind of long videos will also go onto there. Not podcast highlights, those will be on the podcast channel, but it's just a place for clips. And so it's called Mr. V Clips, or Mr. V's Clips. I don't know if it's possessive. Or it's on the screen. It will be in the link below. Just click that. And so yes, the MRVCU is expanding with 2 whole new channels that you can subscribe to. I guess if you want, just punch the tree. I guess if you want, you can also subscribe to my original channel, because some of you do not know that Mr. V's Garage is not my first channel on YouTube. It's actually the original Mr. V, funnily enough, which I started in 2013 when I wanted to be a gaming YouTuber when I was in university. After a couple of years, I realized I did not want to be a gaming YouTuber, but the channel's still there, and maybe I'll start putting stuff on it again. Not going to promise anything, but I might, so you can subscribe to it if you want, or you can see what I used to look like in 2013. Is bad, but you can go there if you want. So the MRVCU is expanding, but in another way, it is shrinking down, because you may know that I have a Patreon where some of you have been supporting the channel throughout the last year, and actually, I think I started it more, whatever. Anyway, I have a Patreon. Some of you have been supporting on there, and I want to say thank you so much for the support over there, because that kind of support, that regular monthly guaranteed support, is huge for a smaller channel like mine, because it makes a big difference. It gives me a bit more of a guarantee that I'm going to be able to pay rent if I am trying to use this as basically a full-time income, and so it is massive. It genuinely is so kind of all of you, and it makes a huge difference. Having said that, I've been thinking recently, and I have decided I am closing the Patreon. The reason for this is, and I put this in a text post over there, this has been, it's been a year. 2024 has been a year. And for me, it's been quite a hectic year, and at times quite a tough year. There's just been a lot going on, personal life stuff, and also I've obviously been doing more in my YouTube career with the podcast, with live streams, with popping up in other people's videos and collaborating with other YouTubers. There's just been a lot going on, and I've felt a bit kind of stretched thin at times, which can hurt the creative juices, if I could speak English. It can kind of get in the way of then, maybe writing the script for the next big video, or when I have to sit down and edit for 12 hours a day for 6 days straight to get some huge green screen epic thing out. That can be tough to do when I've got all these other things to think about. And so I've been looking at ways that I can sort of cut down and give myself slightly fewer things to think about all the time. So I've made the decision to close the Patreon. I explained this on there, but I was starting basically to feel guilty about the Patreon because the rewards I had promised on there were a discount for the merch store, which you can get at any time. If you're on, not just everyone, you have to support. I'm not just giving out discounts for free. Discounts for the merch store, but then also early video access, which I was doing sometimes, but lots of the time I was missing the release dates for the videos anyway, and so I was just getting them out as fast as possible, and so they weren't going out early. And then I had a higher tier, which was like a photography and artworks tier, where I thought I would be spending the year traveling around and going to, car meets, motorsport events, like the F1 exhibition, going to all exotic parts of the world and taking loads of pictures, and I could send those out, all like motorsport related, and you guys would be super happy. Instead, what happened was I've spent the last 10 months basically locked in this room editing videos. I haven't gone anywhere. And so instead I've been sending out more of my personal photography, like more art photography, which has nothing to do with motorsport and the YouTube channel. And I know that I can see from the feedback, and some of you have told me that you're not entirely happy about that, and it doesn't feel like the reward you were promised. I get that, and I understand that, and then at the same time, actually just sending those out, even if it's not what you wanted, takes a lot of time. Like, I've got to edit photos, print them, mail them, but for like multiple people sending them all around the world. It takes like a day each month to do all of that, and it's just another thing. It's another thing on the plate when I've also got like personal life issues, and I've got all these issues with where I live. It was a lot, and so I've made the decision I'm ending the Patreon. Thank you to everyone who supported over there, and if you would still like to support, you can do that here on YouTube. It's all nice and confined. You can become a YouTube member. The tier on here is £2.99, or whatever that may be in your currency, which is about the same as the lowest tier on Patreon, and you get basically all the same stuff. You get a discount for the merch store, you get some custom emojis that you can use in the comments down below and on live streams, you get a little badge next to your name, which starts to get more colourful the longer you're a member, and you will also, at some point, start to get early video access. Whenever I do make videos on time, I will start making them available for members first, and so stay tuned for that. And then in terms of the rest of the plans for the channel for next year, bigger and better things, or the biggest and best things I can make, basically. I've got some excellent big deep dive videos planned for you throughout January and February as soon as I can make them. We also got the next Tracks as Things videos, but then I've also got some new video topics which I think you're gonna love. Look out for those in the next few weeks once I get back from my Christmas holidays. And then once the season kicks off in March-ish, things are going to be in full swing. The CCC will be back. I've got several guests lined up for the first few races, so that's going to be excelente. I'm actually going to take the camping chair to real places, and hopefully I will just be going to real places. I'm going to swing any kind of opportunity I can get to do any kind of Formula One team-based stuff. I'll see if I can actually go to some races this year, because it's been 2 years now since I last went. No, I went to British Grand Prix 2023 was the last one I went to. I'm gonna see if I can get some races. I'm gonna see if I can do some other stuff, and I'm also planning to do some kind of on-the-road videos for you. I have a number of places I want to go. Some abandoned F1 tracks, maybe some future F1 tracks that happen to be being constructed in certain Spanish capital cities, that kind of thing. I've got plans. You're going to like them. Maybe some road trips as well, if I can get some other YouTubers to sign up. It's going to be an excellent year. So stick around, grab a drink, take a seat, put on your cargo vroom vroom hat, and enjoy, I guess.